Hello, fellow house witches. Welcome to Module 1 inside of Spellbound Spaces, the training that is going to transform your home into a magical haven with Feng Shui and the craft. Inside of this module, we are going to be exploring the basic principles and the fundamentals that make up Feng Shui and witchcraft. So here we have it. Lesson 1. What actually is Feng Shui? Feng Shui is truly the art of harmonizing oneself with their external environment. So everything that goes on inside of your home, it's an art to transform your energy with your space so that you kind of become this harmonizing, synchronistic, magical ball that literally transform your space through your mind and your words and your actions. Feng actually means wind and Shui means water. This is derived from an ancient poem that tells us of how human life is actually connected and overflowing to everything around its environment. These two life-creating elements are what we describe as qi. Now, this is also a connection between your space, your breath, the breath that you take, that inhale and that exhale. This is the qi, the pranic life force that exists within your body. Now, when it comes to qi inside of your home, I like to say that your home has a breath as well. So in Feng Shui, we look to the front door as the mouth of your home where all of the qi comes into the space, and it also relieves that space. So the goal of Feng Shui is to make sure that when the qi enters the home, that it's circulating around your entire environment and the space around you, so that it is having a breath, that inhale and that exhale, and nothing is getting stuck or stagnant. All of the basic foundations of Feng Shui really reflect the balance of which occurs in nature. Nature is truly what I feel when I think about Feng Shui, how it is connected to the root of what this philosophy really brings into our lives. I feel that it's a way that we can connect to the earth in a deeper, harmonious way, all the elements being embraced by them rather than feeling like we are separate from the outside world. We live majority of our lives in a square box, and some of us aren't meant to be square. Some of us are circular, triangular, or hexagons. We are not meant to live in a square box. And quite frankly, our history and our ancestors, when they were so connected to nature, or indigenous peoples, or anyone that is a wise woman, a medicine healer, this is a lot of what you yourself, as I know who you are in this course and in this training and why you are, you would identify yourself as someone who worships nature or is connected to nature. Now, Feng Shui is the art of bringing that into our external environment and into our homes so that it only enhances our devotion and our respect and our alignment to these natural forces. The more that we connect to nature, the more that we come home to ourselves. And the Feng Shui principles were created from nature's ability to design harmony with its world around it. So it's a natural way of creating harmony with our environment. So when we bring these principles into our homes and our lives, we gain a deeper sense of feeling that we are home within ourselves. Our home is a refuge, and it should feel like a safe space for us to be held from the outside world. It feels like it is a space in which we need to energetically have some level of control over. This is a space that we can consciously design with our energy, with our intentions, with our desires. And a lot of us don't realize that we hold a lot of power within our walls of our spaces. So how does Feng Shui actually work? In Feng Shui, everything is perceived to be as energy in constant motion. We too have an emotional energy field that runs around our body, through our bodies and around our bodies, and we're constantly creating that energy with our thoughts, our emotions, our ideas, and it can also be considered your auric field. Each different chakra point is activated with energy flow. It's like we have these invisible fields of energy around us at all times. Or we can also call these meridian paths. And these are what are generated by our thoughts, our ideas, our emotions. They're carried through this electromagnetic energy and into every cell of our body, therefore creating the world around us. So that is why it's so important to have spiritual hygiene, to be able to think about and pay attention to what is going on within our bodies, within our thoughts, within our minds, because we're subconsciously always creating something, whether we want it or we don't want it. So our external environment can also shift or influence our electromagnetic field. The atmosphere in which you live literally creates an imprint of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So if you're having a bad day and you're in negative thought patterns, your space is going to start to reflect that. Maybe clutter starts to build up. You start to notice that there's a lack of order or organization. If you are feeling like your finances are out of order, this is where we'll learn about the Bagua map, where there is a wealth corner in your space, and we can look to identify, is our wealth corner, is the space actually not supporting our financial abundance, our growth, our ability to feel like we are wealthy? Is it cluttered? Is it in a basement? Is it in a bathroom? We're going to get into all of that. So this is really how Feng Shui begins to work within our home environment. And I want to highlight here how it feels when you are out in nature. There is a sense of feeling where you're blissed out, you're restored, you feel alive, you feel awakened by this divine connection to spending time out in the earth. And this is created by these negative ions that we actually need to experience and need to feel like we're in a sense of peace and harmony. So when you're spending time outside, frolicking around the flowers, spending time with the trees, you're actually getting a boost of serotonin and negative ions that you need in order to feel that euphoric sense of being alive, being restored, and just truly being back home to your purpose. It's no secret that trees speak to each other, that the soil is nurturing everything around us, creating a macrocosm of life around everything around us. And we've gotten to a place where we think we're separate from nature. And truly, we are one with nature, and spending time outside in nature helps us restore. So the goal with Feng Shui is actually to bring nature into our home so that we actually feel restored at times when maybe we're stressed out, we're working or coming back to a home environment that isn't necessarily considered to be peaceful. So it's about bringing peace and harmony into our home. So let's dive a little deeper into the meaning of wind and water. So Feng actually meaning wind, and wind is a force that creates life. It's without wind, we would not have the seeds that fall from the trees that then scatter to the soil to allow new life to come into form. Wind can cool us off on hot days, and as our temperatures are rising all over this planet, it is a necessary and vital element to our world. We cannot live without wind. We cannot create without wind. Wind is also the largest source of renewable energy, as it's also been used for centuries to generate power through windmills and also generate the winds in our sails. It's how we explored and found new islands to be able to actually grow our whole entire species. When wind is out of balance, it can increase to rapid speeds and over 100 miles per hour and destroy entire cities through hurricanes. So Feng Shui always teaches us that when things are out of balance, that's when we need to start paying attention to how we can harmonize those energies around us. Shui meaning water. Water is obviously a very necessary and vital resource that without it, there would be no life or humans on this planet. We literally need it to survive. It purifies us. It helps us nurture our soil for plants and vegetables to grow. And it keeps us, like I said, alive. So when water is out of balance, we can see its destructive effects through waves crashing ashore or a tsunami destroying a city or home. So again, Feng Shui always brings us back to recognizing when things are out of balance to then restore and create order and balance in our space. So again, Feng Shui always reminds us to come back to balance and be in harmony with our inner and outer environments. Create a thriving environment with Feng Shui. Feng Shui is doing everything within the walls of our homes to create a supportive space for us to accomplish that which we desire in life. When our homes are in balance, they can actually help us seed new ideas, create lasting friendships, enhance romantic partnerships, and empower us financially, allow us to heal, and most importantly, thrive in all aspects of our lives. When our homes are out of balance, we can do the quite when our homes are out of balance, we actually experience quite the opposite. We can be met with challenges, obstacles, stagnant energy, and really our homes can leave us feeling depleted and perhaps even ill. So the goal of Feng Shui is only having things you absolutely love inside of your home, using your space to inspire, uplift, and support you, or bringing nature into your home to feel a deeper sense of harmony, peace, and at home with yourself. Feng Shui is also acupuncture or yoga for the home, where it's allowing you to create a mind, body, soul, and spirit connection to the temple in which you live in. Feng Shui is ultimately a mere reflection of how we feel on the inside. Our homes are always speaking to us. So Feng Shui brings us into that awareness that there's that constant dance between the inner and the outer worlds. Your home is a reflection. Your home is always mirroring back to you how you feel on the inside. And in Feng Shui, it brings us to a deeper level of awareness of what our thoughts, actions, or feelings are creating energetically around us at all times. When a home is heavily cluttered, it can reflect a mind that is not at peace. When there is constantly something breaking in homes, it can feel like we're conflicted all the times, or we're nothing is working, nothing is in flow, or feeling like it's aligned. When door handles are loose, it can symbolize not being able to get a grip or have any control over your life, feeling a sense of things are just spiraling out. Nothing is going as it seems. When there are water leaks or any issues surrounding the water element, it can reflect financial loss or hardships in the finances and the abundance sector of our lives. And when there are plumbing issues or blockages, we may feel like a lack of safety or a safe space to really feel our emotions, therefore feeling like we create emotional blockages. So while feng shui maybe isn't the reason, or the home isn't the reason and all be all to some of these issues, what we start to create with this level of awareness and what feng shui teaches us is that there are messages inside of the mess. There is something that is always there for us to pay attention to. Now, I like to say when there are problems in the home, let's say it's a leaky faucet, things are constantly breaking and you can't really seem to get a handle on it all. And it's really quite frustrating because if you're a homeowner or if you've renting or anything, there's always going to be issues in a home, right? There's no home that's perfect. And that's not what feng shui is really trying to say. What it is important to notice is the deeper level of awareness that you're starting to create with your space. So, what I like to say is if you have leaky faucets or if you have something that is broken currently and it's really tugging at your energy, you're feeling it, you're frustrated by it, you constantly are like, this is really bothering me. Start with those things first to fix because there's something that it is saying that is it's connected to you in some way. Start with those things because it's going to help you move through whatever is a block, a experience that you're having that you don't want to have. There's a message inside of that that you need to tune into and see, why is my faucet leaking? How are my finances? How am I treating my finances? And start to connect yourself with your external environment as if you are literally one with this space. Your home should have a space for you, a space for you to have a self love ritual, a space for you to really tune into what your needs are to elevate your mindset, your mood, your productivity. Feng Shui is a dance between the inner self and how we consciously create the outer self. We spend nearly 80% of our lives in our homes. A lot of times, our homes reflect our past. I see this a lot with my clients. Suddenly, our homes are a literal holding on to the past versions of us, furniture, artwork, bed sheets, and objects that remind us of the past are things that literally exist everywhere in a home. So instead, we want to focus on creating a home that symbolically represents our highest selves, or who we strive to be in our greatest and grandest versions of us. Some of you might be familiar with the term quantum leaping. This is a way to physically manifest in the 3D and quantum leap or jump in a quick way. So it's not going to take maybe years upon years upon years, but jump into a desired reality. We can do this through our thoughts. We can do this through how we dress and present ourselves. If we start to present ourselves in a different way, we're quantum leaping into a desired reality or version of ourselves. If we start to think and really gain power over a subconscious mind and see and believe in our desired reality or outcome, we can quantum leap into that desire. Now, what else I don't see a lot of people talk about is how to use your home to quantum leap. So Feng Shui can also support us in believing in ourselves to have the power to live our wildest dreams. We can literally create our homes as a vision board for our life. And I don't see this quite often. In fact, I see the complete opposite all the time. I see homes that reflect the past. I see homes that reflect our greatest worries, our greatest fears, our stressors. We don't actually consciously create a home with the intentions of it being a manifestation portal or a place that promotes peace and tranquility. It just consistently does the opposite and creates more stress. So we can use Feng Shui to quantum leap into our reality if you feel there's a lack of balance or that you aren't living in your highest ability. Use your home to tap into what you desire. And that is what we're really going to be getting to the root of throughout this training. So color, artwork, good furniture placement, decluttering, and placing items that remind you of your goals and manifestations help you to tap into the subconscious mind to reprogram any self-limiting beliefs. So think about that from a perspective of how you want to be in the world, what you want to desire. Maybe it's a trip that you want to go on. We're going to definitely talk about how you can create that within your space. So over the next few lessons, we're going to be diving deeper into the foundations and what makes up Feng Shui. So we have Qi, we have the Yin and the Yang, we have the Bagua system, and we have the 5 elements of creation: earth, fire, metal, water, and wood. So get ready to dive into these topics throughout the rest of this training, where you'll really learn to master what each of these elements are within the realm of Feng Shui and the possibilities in using all of these elements inside of your home.